In the quiet vastness of space, where stars twinkle like gentle fireflies against the velvet darkness, three kind-hearted alien friends begin their peaceful day. Their names are Zara, Kibo, and Nex, and they travel together in their soft, luminescent spacecraft called the Harmony. Zara has skin that shimmers like moonlight on calm water, with large, gentle eyes that reflect the colors of distant nebulae. She moves with the grace of a swan gliding across a still lake, and her voice carries the soothing melody of wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Kibo resembles a friendly dolphin made of starlight, with smooth, rounded features and a perpetual smile that radiates warmth and kindness. His laughter sounds like the soft bubbling of a peaceful stream, and his touch brings comfort to all living things. Nex appears as a tall, willowy being with translucent skin that glows softly from within, like a paper lantern illuminated by candlelight. They move with the fluid motion of kelp swaying in underwater currents, and their thoughts flow like poetry through the cosmos. As the three friends awaken in their cozy spacecraft, the first thing they notice is the beautiful sight outside their observation deck. 3 different colored suns are rising over the horizon of Serenity Prime, a peaceful planet where crystalline trees grow in perfect spirals, reaching toward the sky like nature's own meditation temples. "Good morning, dear friends," whispers Zara, her voice barely louder than a butterfly's wing beat. "The triple sunrise is particularly beautiful today." Kibo stretches contentedly, his movements slow and deliberate, like a cat awakening from a pleasant dream. "I can feel the gentle warmth of the amber sun, the cooling touch of the blue sun, and the energizing glow of the silver sun, all at once. What a perfect way to begin our journey today." Nex floats peacefully near the large viewing window, their form gently pulsing with soft light. "I sense that today will bring us wonderful encounters and peaceful discoveries." The cosmic winds whisper of friendship and serenity ahead. The Harmony itself seems to hum with contentment, its bioluminescent corridors glowing with a soft, pearl-like radiance. The spacecraft is alive in its own gentle way, grown rather than built, with walls that breathe slowly, and floors that feel warm and soft beneath their feet, like walking on sun-warmed moss. As they prepare for their day, the three friends move through their morning rituals with unhurried grace. Zara tends to the ship's living garden, where flowers from 100 different worlds bloom in perfect harmony, each one singing a barely audible lullaby that helps maintain the peaceful atmosphere aboard the Harmony. Kibo checks their navigation systems, which are not made of cold metal and harsh lights, but rather of smooth, warm crystals that pulse gently with information. The coordinates for today's journey appear as soft, glowing symbols that float peacefully in the air like soap bubbles. Nex meditates quietly in the ship's center chamber, connecting their consciousness with the cosmic currents to ensure their travels will bring only positive energy to the places they visit and the beings they meet. Chapter 2: Departure into the Gentle Void. With their morning preparations complete, the three friends gather in the Harmony's bridge, a circular room with a transparent dome that offers a complete view of the universe around them. The controls are not buttons or switches, but smooth, organic shapes that respond to gentle touch and peaceful intention. "Where shall we wander today, my friends?" asks Zara, her hands resting lightly on the ship's living navigation system. Kibo closes his eyes and extends his consciousness outward, feeling for places in need of their particular brand of gentle presence. "I sense a young star system where new planets are forming. Perhaps we could witness the birth of worlds and offer our quiet blessing to the process." Nex nods slowly, their translucent form shimmering with agreement. "And beyond that, I feel the pull of an ancient galaxy where wise beings have built cities among the clouds of a gas giant." They may have stories to share and peaceful wisdom to offer. Both destinations call to my heart, Zara says softly. Let us begin with the birth of worlds, and then drift peacefully toward the cloud cities. The harmony begins to move, not with the harsh roar of engines, but with a gentle humming that harmonizes with the background music of the cosmos. The ship doesn't fight against space, but flows with it, like a leaf carried by a gentle stream. As they leave the atmosphere of Serenity Prime, the three friends watch through the dome, as the planet slowly shrinks below them. The crystalline trees catch the light of the three suns, creating rainbow patterns that dance across the surface, like aurora made solid. Every departure is also a greeting, whispers next. We say farewell to one beautiful place, as we prepare to say hello to another. The journey through space is peaceful and contemplative. The harmony moves at exactly the right speed, not so fast that they miss the subtle beauties of the void, not so slow that they grow restless. It's the perfect pace for quiet conversation and shared wonder. As they travel, they pass through a field of ancient comets, each one trailing streams of ice crystals that catch starlight and scatter it in gentle patterns. Kibo extends the ship's harmonic sensors, and they can hear the faint, beautiful music that the comets make as they sing their way through space. A chord progression that has been playing for millions of years. Listen, Kibo says quietly. They're singing the song of deep time, the melody of ages passing peacefully. The three friends sit in comfortable silence, letting the comet song wash over them like a lullaby. Zara's skin shifts to match the soft blue-white of the ice crystals. Kibo's form seems to sway gently in rhythm with the music, and Nex's inner light pulses in harmony with the cosmic melody. Chapter 3. The Birthplace of Worlds. After several hours of peaceful travel, the harmony arrives at the young star system where new planets are forming. It's a place of incredible beauty and gentle power, where clouds of cosmic dust slowly spiral and condense under the patient pull of gravity. The central star is young and bright, not harsh but warm, like a cosmic hearth around which the family of future worlds is gathering. Ribbons of glowing gas dance in slow, majestic spirals, and within these ribbons, small clumps of matter are gradually coming together, taking the first tentative steps toward becoming planets. How peaceful it is, murmurs Zara, watching as a proto-planet slowly accumulates more material, growing imperceptibly larger with each passing moment. Like watching a flower bloom but across millions of years, the harmony settles into a gentle orbit around one of the forming worlds, a rocky planet that will someday have continents and oceans, mountains and valleys. Right now, it's still soft and molten, glowing with its own inner heat, like a cosmic ember. Kibo extends his consciousness toward the forming planet, not to interfere but simply to offer gentle well wishes for its future. May you harbor life, he whispers. May your surfaces know the touch of gentle rains, and the warmth of peaceful suns. May beings who call you home find joy and contentment in your embrace. Nex floats closer to the dome, their form growing brighter as they commune with the cosmic forces at work around them. I can feel the planet's potential, they say softly. Millions of years from now, there will be vast forests here, and clear lakes and creatures that have never known fear or want. As they watch, they witness something extraordinary. A shower of comets carrying water and organic compounds gently impacts the forming planet's surface. Each impact is like a gift, seeding the world with the ingredients it will need to nurture life in the distant future. We are witnessing a blessing, Zara observes, her voice filled with quiet awe. The universe is already preparing this world for the life that will come. The three friends spend several peaceful hours in contemplation, watching the slow dance of planetary formation. They see asteroid fields arranging themselves into the early stages of a ring system around a gas giant. They observe the gentle collision of two small moons that will eventually form a single larger satellite, and they witness the first faint stirrings of an atmosphere on the rocky planet. Before they leave,
They perform a small ceremony. Each friend contributes something to a harmonic blessing. Zara sings a gentle song of growth and prosperity. Kibo projects waves of loving kindness toward the forming worlds, and Nex weaves a protection of peaceful intention around the entire star system. The harmony records their blessing in its living memory, adding this star system to the countless others they have visited and blessed throughout their travels. Someday, when these worlds are mature and inhabited by conscious beings, other travelers like themselves might visit and sense the gentle blessing left here eons ago. Chapter 4. Journey through the spiral arms, leaving the newborn star system behind. The Harmony begins its journey toward the ancient galaxy, where the cloud cities await. This journey will take them through several spiral arms of their own galaxy, past countless stars and worlds, each one unique and beautiful in its own way. As they travel, they encounter other peaceful beings like themselves. Near a pulsar that sends out regular flashes of light like a cosmic lighthouse, they meet a group of crystalline entities who live in the radiation field, feeding on pure energy and singing in harmonies that can only be heard by beings with sensitive souls. Greetings, travelers of the gentle path. The crystal beings communicate through pure harmonic resonance. Your ship sings the song of peace. Would you like to rest and share stories with us? The three friends gladly accept the invitation. The Harmony settles into a stable orbit around the pulsar, and the crystal beings create a beautiful light show, their forms catching and refracting the pulsar's emissions into cascading patterns of color and light. Zara shares stories of the worlds they've visited, describing gardens that grow in zero gravity, and creatures that paint murals on the surfaces of asteroids. Kibo tells of musical planets where the wind itself composes symphonies, and of beings who communicate entirely through dance. Nex speaks of the philosophical insights they've gathered, how different species across the galaxy have found their own unique paths to peace and contentment, how consciousness manifests in countless beautiful forms, and how love is truly the universal force that binds all things together. In return, the crystal beings share their own wisdom. They speak of the deep patience required to live for millions of years, of the meditation techniques they've developed while basking in stellar radiation, and of the cosmic jokes that become apparent only when viewed from the perspective of geological time. Time is like a gentle river, one of the eldest crystal beings explains, their form pulsing with ancient light. The young often try to swim against its current, but true peace comes from learning to float with its flow. After several hours of peaceful conversation, the friends bid farewell to the crystal beings and continue their journey. The encounter has left them feeling refreshed and full of gentle wisdom, ready for whatever peaceful adventures await them. As they travel deeper into space, they pass through a region where ancient supernovas have left behind beautiful nebulae, vast clouds of glowing gas that stretch for light years in every direction. The Harmony flies slowly through these cosmic gardens, and the three friends marvel at the colors and patterns created by stellar death and rebirth. Even endings can be beautiful, Zara observes, watching as new stars begin to form in the compressed regions where old ones died. The universe wastes nothing, and finds ways to make beauty from every transformation. Chapter 5. The Cloud Cities of Nimbalon. After days of peaceful travel through the galaxy, the Harmony finally approaches their destination, the ancient galaxy, where the cloud cities float in the atmosphere of a massive gas giant called Nimbalon. This galaxy is old beyond measure, its stars having settled into a stable, mature configuration that has remained unchanged for billions of years. Nimbalon itself is a wonder to behold. It's a gas giant larger than Jupiter, with an atmosphere composed of layers of different colored clouds, deep purples and soft roses at the lower levels, gentle blues and creams in the middle altitudes, and brilliant golds and silvers at the upper reaches. But what makes Nimbalon truly extraordinary are the cities that float within its atmosphere. These aren't harsh industrial structures, but organic, living cities that have been grown rather than built. They resemble enormous jellyfish made of crystallized cloud stuff, drifting peacefully through the gas giant's atmosphere on currents of wind that have been flowing for millions of years. "How magnificent," whispers Kibo as they approach the first of the cloud cities. "It's like someone took a dream and made it solid." The city they're approaching is called Serenity Drift, and it's one of the oldest and most peaceful of the cloud cities. Its inhabitants are the Nimbulas, beings who long ago transcended physical form and exist as patterns of conscious energy within the city's living structure. As the Harmony requests permission to dock, they receive a response that comes not as words but as a gentle feeling of welcome and invitation. The Nimbulas communicate entirely through emotional resonance, sharing feelings and concepts directly from consciousness to consciousness. The docking process is unlike anything in the physical universe. Rather than connecting to a solid structure, the Harmony simply settles into the cloud city's embrace, becoming temporarily part of its living organism. The ship's hull becomes permeable, allowing the three friends to step directly into the city's atmosphere, which immediately adjusts itself to provide exactly what each being needs to be comfortable. "Welcome, gentle travelers," comes the collective greeting from the Nimbulas. It feels like being embraced by a warm, soft blanket made of pure kindness. "We sense that you carry peaceful intentions and open hearts. Please explore our city and share in our tranquility." The three friends float through the city's organic corridors, which pulse gently with bioluminescent light. The walls are soft and yielding, like walking through the inside of a benevolent cloud, and everywhere they look, they see beautiful formations where the city has grown into artistic shapes, spiraling towers that sing in the wind, chambers where light is cultivated like a garden, and balconies that extend into the gas giant's colorful atmosphere. They visit the memory gardens, where the Nimbulas cultivate the collected experiences of millions of years of peaceful existence. Each memory is stored in a living crystal formation, and visitors can gently touch these crystals to experience moments of perfect serenity and contentment from throughout the city's history. Zara places her hand on a crystal that holds the memory of a perfect sunset scene from the upper atmosphere of Nimbulon, when all the city's inhabitants gathered to watch the ancient star set behind a formation of golden clouds. She experiences not just the visual beauty of the moment, but the deep sense of community and shared wonder that filled every consciousness present. Kibo connects with a crystal containing the memory of a musical composition that took 300 years to complete, a symphony played by the wind itself through the city's living structures. He feels the patience and dedication of the Nimbulas who guided the city's growth to create this incredible instrument of natural music. Next communes with a crystal holding the memory of a philosophical revelation, the moment when the Nimbulas first understood that consciousness and kindness are the fundamental forces that shape reality. They experience the profound peace that comes with this understanding, the deep relaxation of knowing that the universe is ultimately benevolent. Chapter 6: Lessons in Ancient Patience. The three friends spend several peaceful days as guests of Serenity Drift, learning from the Nimbulas' millions of years of accumulated wisdom. The Cloud City's inhabitants have achieved something that many species throughout the galaxy strive for: perfect peace and contentment, not through avoiding challenges, but through understanding their place in the cosmical. "How do you maintain such perfect serenity?" Zara asks during one of their gentle conversations with the collective consciousness of the city. The answer comes as a flow of understanding rather than words. The Nimbulas share their philosophy of cosmic patience, the understanding that all things unfold in their proper time. That struggle comes from trying to force events rather than allowing them to flow naturally, and the true wisdom lies in learning to find joy in each moment, regardless of external circumstances. "Watch," they suggest, and suddenly the three friends find themselves experiencing time as the Nimbulas do. Instead of moments rushing past in a stream, each instant becomes vast and spacious, full of infinite possibilities for awareness and appreciation. In this expanded state of consciousness, they can perceive the slow, majestic dance of the gas giant's atmospheric currents, the gradual evolution of the city's living structure, and the gentle pulse of thoughts flowing between the Nimbler's interconnected consciousnesses. Kibo feels his usual tendency toward gentle urgency dissolve into perfect present moment awareness. This is remarkable, he thinks/feels/experiences. I can feel how each breath, each heartbeat, each moment of awareness is complete and perfect in itself. Next discovers new depths of philosophical understanding, as they commune with minds that have had millions of years to contemplate the nature of existence. They learn about the great gentleness, the Nimbler's term for the underlying force of kindness that permeates all reality, and how conscious beings can align themselves with this force to become channels for peace and healing. The Nimblers also share their techniques for deep listening, ways of perceiving not just the obvious aspects of reality, but the subtle harmonies and patterns that connect all things. They teach the three friends how to hear the songs that planets sing as they orbit their stars, how to feel the emotions of distant galaxies, and how to sense the dreams of stars as they burn peacefully in the cosmic night. As their visit continues, the friends participate in the daily, though daily has little meaning to beings who experience time so differently, rituals of the Cloud City. They join in the gratitude flowing, where all inhabitants share their appreciation for existence itself. They participate in the harmony weaving, where individual consciousnesses temporarily merge to create beautiful patterns of thought and feeling. They take part in the peaceful witnessing, where the entire city becomes a single, vast consciousness, observing the beauty of the gas giant's atmospheric storms. Chapter 7: The Storm Gardens. One of the most extraordinary experiences the three friends have on Nimberland is visiting the Storm Gardens areas of the Cloud City that extend directly into the gas giant's weather systems, allowing the inhabitants to commune with and gently guide the massive atmospheric disturbances. Unlike the violent storms of smaller worlds, Nimberland's storms are vast, slow-moving phenomena that unfold over months or years. The Nimblers have learned to work with these storms, not to control them, but to participate in their natural evolution in ways that enhance their beauty and reduce any harmful effects. Come, the Nimblers invite, experience the peace that can be found even in the heart of cosmic tempests. The three friends follow their hosts to the edge of the city, where the solid structure gives way to a more fluid boundary that can extend directly into the storm systems. They find themselves surrounded by towering walls of cloud that pulse with electrical energy, but instead of feeling threatening, the environment feels alive with gentle power and ancient wisdom. Zara extends her consciousness into the storm and discovers that it has its own form of awareness, not individual consciousness like a person or animal, but a vast distributed intelligence that thinks in terms of pressure systems and electrical potentials. The storm is not chaotic but is following complex patterns that create beauty, on a scale almost too large to comprehend. Kibo learns to ride the storm's electromagnetic fields, his dolphin-like form adapting to move through charged clouds as easily as through water. He discovers that the storm is actually a form of planetary music, with each lightning flash representing a note in a composition that has been playing for centuries. Next communes directly with the storm's electrical consciousness, learning that it carries information, memories of Nimberland's climate going back millions of years, records of how the gas giant has interacted with its star system over geological time, and even faint echoes of cosmic events from beyond the galaxy. The Nimblers show them how to participate in storm meditation, a practice where conscious beings merge their awareness with the storm's vast intelligence, learning patience from its slow movements, power from its electrical discharges, and perspective from its planet-wide awareness. This is what we call the teaching of the great storms, the Nimblers explain. They show us that true power is not about forcing our will upon the universe, but about finding our place within its vast patterns and contributing our small part to the cosmic harmony. The experience is profoundly peaceful, despite taking place within what would normally be considered a violent natural phenomenon. The three friends learn that peace isn't the absence of power or movement, but the presence of harmony between all the forces at work in any situation. Chapter 8: The Festival of Floating Lights. During their stay on Nimberland, the three friends are fortunate enough to witness one of the Cloud City's most beautiful celebrations, the Festival of Floating Lights. which occurs when the gas giant's multiple moons align in a particular configuration that happens only once every few years. As the alignment approaches, all the cloud cities in Nimbeland's atmosphere begin to prepare. The cities themselves start to glow more brightly, their bioluminescent structures pulsing in slow synchronized rhythms. The Nimbeler's collective consciousness becomes even more unified than usual, creating waves of anticipation and joy that ripple through the atmosphere. This celebration has been observed for over 1,000,000 years, the Nimbeler's share. It marks our gratitude for the stable orbits that allow our world to exist, and our appreciation for the beautiful dance of celestial mechanics that governs our system. As the moons reach their alignment, something magical begins to happen. The gravitational interactions between the moons create subtle changes in Nimbeland's atmospheric currents, causing the cloud cities to rise higher into the atmosphere than usual. From this elevated position, the cities can see each other across vast distances, creating a network of gentle lights floating in the planet's twilight zone. But the real magic begins when the Nimbelers release the floating lights, millions of small conscious energy patterns that they have been cultivating throughout the year. These lights are not artificial constructions but living expressions of pure joy and gratitude, each one carrying the hopes and appreciation of its creator. The lights drift through Nimbeland's atmosphere like luminous jellyfish, pulsing with soft colors that shift and change as they interact with each other and with the atmospheric conditions. They create rivers of light that flow between the cloud cities, connecting all the inhabitants in a visible network of shared celebration. Zara, Kibo, and Nex are invited to create their own floating lights. The process requires them to crystallize their feelings of appreciation and wonder into visible form, shaping their emotions into patterns of light that can exist independently in the atmosphere. Zara's light takes the form of a spiraling helix that represents the growth and evolution she has witnessed throughout their travels. It glows with a gentle silver radiance, and leaves a trail of smaller sparkles that remind observers of new stars being born. Kibo's creation resembles a school of luminous fish, each one representing a different act of kindness he has witnessed or participated in. They swim through the air in playful formations, occasionally breaking apart and reforming in new patterns that make observers smile with recognition of life's gentle humor. Nexus floating light is the most abstract, a complex geometric pattern that slowly transforms itself, representing the ever-changing nature of philosophical understanding. It pulses with deep purples and golds, and observers who look at it closely report experiencing moments of profound insight. As their lights join the millions of others floating through Nimbeland's atmosphere, the three friends feel a deep sense of connection not just with the Nimbelers, but with all conscious beings throughout the galaxy who have ever felt gratitude for the gift of existence. Chapter 9. The Deep Libraries. Before leaving Nimbeland, the three friends are granted access to something even more precious than the Storm Gardens or the Festival of Floating Lights, the Deep Libraries, where the Nimbelers store not just information, but pure understanding accumulated over millions of years of peaceful existence. The libraries are located in the deepest, oldest part of Serenity Drift, where the city's consciousness is most concentrated and ancient. To reach them, the friends must travel through increasingly rarefied sections of the city, each one requiring a deeper state of mental calm and spiritual preparation. The deep libraries are not like databases, the Nimbelers explain as they guide the visitors through the preparation process. They contain living wisdom, understanding that has been refined through countless generations of contemplation and experience. To access them safely, you must approach with genuine reverence and a willingness to be changed by what you discover. The preparation involves a gentle meditation that helps the friends attune their consciousness to the frequencies used by the ancient wisdom keepers. They learn to quiet not just their thoughts but their assumptions and preconceptions, creating space within their awareness for genuinely new understanding to take root. When they finally enter the deep libraries, the three friends find themselves in a space that seems to exist beyond normal physical laws. It's simultaneously vast and intimate, ancient and timeless, filled with presence but empty of any material objects. The books in these libraries are patterns of pure understanding that exist as formations in the quantum foam of space-time itself. To read them, the friends must allow their consciousness to merge temporarily with these patterns, experiencing the accumulated directly rather than learning about it secondhand. Zara discovers a volume that contains the complete understanding of how love manifests across different forms of consciousness. She experiences the love of crystalline beings for the mathematical perfection of their structure, the love of plasma entities for the freedom of their flowing existence, and the love of planet-sized organisms for the slow, deep rhythms of geological time. Kibo accesses wisdom about the nature of joy and how it can be cultivated even in the most difficult circumstances. He learns about species that have found ways to maintain happiness while dealing with the collapse of their stars, the joy discovered by beings who live in the vacuum of space, and the contentment achieved by consciousnesses that exist as patterns in cosmic background radiation. Next delves into the deepest philosophical questions about the nature of existence itself. They discover understanding about the relationship between consciousness and reality, the purpose of any of the universe's existence, and the fundamental question of why anything exists at all rather than nothing. But perhaps most importantly, all three friends discover the same fundamental truth that underlies all the wisdom in the deep libraries, that consciousness, kindness, and wonder are not accidents or byproducts of a mechanical universe, but are instead the fundamental forces from which all reality emerges. This understanding changes everything and nothing. Nex realizes as they slowly return to normal consciousness, everything, because it reveals the true nature of existence. Nothing, because we still wake up each day and continue our gentle journey through the cosmos, finding joy in small moments, and wonder in everyday miracles.
Chapter 10. The Gentle Return. After spending nearly a week in the timeless environment of the Cloud Cities, the three friends know it's time to continue their journey. The Nimbulas have been perfect hosts, sharing their wisdom and peace freely, but the friends feel the call of the cosmic winds, drawing them toward new adventures and discoveries. The departure from Serenity Drift is as gentle as their arrival. The city's living structure slowly releases the harmony, the ship's hull becoming solid again as it separates from the Cloud City's embrace. The Nimbula's farewell is not sorrowful but deeply appreciative. They understand that true friendship includes supporting each other's journeys, even when those journeys lead in different directions. Carry our peace with you, comes the collective message from the city's inhabitants, and know that you will always be welcome to return when the cosmic currents bring you back to our corner of the galaxy. As the harmony rises through Nimbulan's atmosphere, the three friends watch the Cloud Cities grow smaller below them, their lights twinkling like stars reflected in a vast ocean. The gas giant's swirling colors create a beautiful backdrop for their departure, and the aligned moons still cast their special light across the atmospheric layers. Where shall we go next? Asks Zara, as they clear Nimbulan's gravitational field and begin to feel the pull of interstellar space. Kibo consults the ship's living navigation system, feeling for currents of positive energy in the cosmic web. There's a young civilization in a nearby star system that has just discovered they're not alone in the universe. They're broadcasting messages of greeting into space, hoping to make contact with other peaceful beings. And beyond that, adds Nex, I sense a gathering of ancient entities near the galactic core, beings, even older than the Nimbulas, who meet once every million years to share stories and wisdom. The gathering is happening soon, and they would welcome our presence. Both destinations call to me, Zara says with a gentle smile. Let us first visit the young civilization and share in their wonder at discovering the wider universe. Then we can journey to the gathering of ancients and learn from their deep wisdom. The harmony begins to move, carrying its peaceful passengers toward new adventures. As they travel, they carry with them the gifts they've received during their visit to Nimbulan. The storm-taught patience, the festival-born joy, the library-deep wisdom, and most importantly, the renewed understanding that consciousness and kindness are the threads from which the universe weaves its endless tapestry of beauty. Chapter 11. Messages in the Cosmic Dark. The journey to the young civilization takes them through a particularly beautiful region of space, where ancient supernovas have created intricate patterns of glowing gas and newborn stars. The harmony moves through this cosmic garden with its usual gentle grace, and the three friends spend their travel time in peaceful contemplation and quiet preparation for their next encounter. I wonder what these new beings will be like, muses Kibo, as they watch a group of young hot stars illuminate a nearby nebula with brilliant blue light. Each species discovers the universe in their own unique way. According to our sensors, Zara reports consulting the ship's organic instruments, they appear to be carbon-based beings, living on a terrestrial planet in the habitable zone of a stable yellow star. Their broadcasts suggest they've recently achieved global communication and are beginning to explore space with primitive but determined technology. Nexus form brightens with anticipation. There's something beautiful about that moment, when a species first realizes they're part of something larger than their home world. It's like watching a flower open to discover it's part of a vast garden. As they approach the star system, they begin to detect the radio signals that first alerted them to this young civilization's existence. The messages are touchingly earnest, mathematical sequences, pictures of their planet and its inhabitants, music, and simple greetings in multiple languages. "Hello, universe," comes one transmission they intercept. "We are the people of the third planet of the star we call Sol. We come in peace and friendship, hoping to learn and to share knowledge with other beings among the stars." The three friends are moved by the sincerity and hope in these messages. They remember their own species' first tentative reaches into the cosmos, the mixture of excitement and trepidation that comes with taking those first steps into the unknown. "We must approach very carefully," Zara notes. "First contact is one of the most important moments in any species development. We want to inspire wonder and hope, not fear or cultural disruption." They decide on a subtle approach. Rather than making direct contact, they position the harmony near the edge of the star system and begin broadcasting gentle harmonic patterns, not obviously artificial signals, but complex enough that the planet's scientists would recognize them as potentially indicating intelligent origin. The response is swift and enthusiastic. Within hours, telescopes across the planet are trained on their location, and new broadcasts are being sent in their direction. More mathematical sequences, more pictures, and messages expressing excitement about the possibility of contact. "They're so eager to connect," Kibo observes with gentle amusement. "I can feel their curiosity and hope radiating across space." The friends spend several days in careful, gradual communication. They respond to mathematical proofs with more complex ones. They answer pictorial messages with beautiful geometric patterns, and slowly, carefully, they begin to introduce concepts that will help prepare the young species for the reality of the wider galactic community. Chapter 12: First Light of Understanding. As the communication continues, the three friends are delighted by the creativity and persistence of the beings they're in contact with. The humans, as they call themselves, show remarkable ingenuity in their efforts to establish meaningful dialogue despite the vast differences in technology and experience. One particularly touching moment comes when the humans begin broadcasting music, symphonies, folk songs, and experimental compositions created specifically to communicate emotions and cultural concepts to unknown alien listeners. The variety and beauty of their musical expressions move the three friends deeply. "Listen to this," Kibo says, playing back a human composition that seems to capture the feeling of standing on a mountaintop and seeing a vast landscape spread out below. They understand that music is a universal language. Zara analyzes another piece, a gentle lullaby that a human parent had included in the broadcast with a message explaining it was what their species sang to help their young sleep peacefully.
They share our understanding that peace and gentleness are precious gifts to be nurtured. Nex is particularly intrigued by a piece of human philosophy included in one of the transmissions, a poem about the interconnectedness of all life and the responsibility conscious beings have to care for each other and their world. They're already discovering some of the fundamental truths about consciousness and compassion. After a week of gradual communication, the friends decide to reveal themselves more directly. They broadcast clear images of the harmony, of themselves, and of some of the peaceful worlds they've visited. The response from the human world is electric with excitement. News broadcasts, captured by the harmony's sensitive receivers, show scenes of celebration around the planet. Scientists weep with joy at their instruments, children point excitedly at stars in the sky, and people gather in public spaces to share their wonder at the confirmation that they're not alone in the universe. But what moves the three friends most are the messages of gratitude and welcome that begin pouring in from the human world. Despite having just learned that beings of immense technological capability are nearby, the humans respond not with fear, but with curiosity, appreciation, and offers of friendship. You have given us the greatest gift possible, one message reads, the knowledge that consciousness and kindness exist beyond our small world. We promise to be worthy of this gift, and to contribute whatever we can to the community of peaceful beings among the stars. The friends decide to make one direct appearance before continuing on their journey. They allow the harmony to become briefly visible to human telescopes, appearing as a gentle point of light that pulses in a rhythm recognizable as a friendly greeting. The response is immediate and overwhelming, not with military mobilization or panic, but with a planet-wide celebration of welcome. Lights are arranged in greeting patterns across the night sides of continents. Radio dishes are oriented to send coordinated messages of friendship, and millions of humans step outside to look up at the stars and wave at their new cosmic neighbors. Chapter 13. Gifts of Perspective. Before departing, the three friends want to leave the humans with a special gift, something that will help them as they begin their own journey into the galactic community. After gentle discussion, they decide to share a vision of the cosmic perspective they've gained through their travels. Using the Harmony's advanced consciousness projection capabilities, they create a beautiful holographic message that appears simultaneously at major observatories around the human world. The message shows the gentle reality of galactic civilization, the cloud cities of Nimbalon, the crystal beings near pulsars, the peaceful worlds where different species work together in harmony. This is what awaits you, their message conveys, a universe filled with consciousness, creativity, and kindness. You are taking your first steps into a community of beings who have learned that cooperation and compassion are the highest achievements of any species. They also share practical wisdom, gentle guidance about technologies that could help humanity develop in sustainable ways, philosophical insights about maintaining peace during rapid social change, and most importantly, the understanding that every species contributes something unique and valuable to the galactic community. The humans respond with deep gratitude and a promise to remember these lessons as they grow and develop. We will strive to be worthy of the trust you've shown us, comes one response, and someday, when we too can travel among the stars, we hope to pass on the gifts of peace and wonder to other young species, just beginning their cosmic journey. As the Harmony prepares to depart, the friends feel the deep satisfaction that comes from participating in one of the universe's most beautiful moments, the awakening of a new consciousness to its place in the cosmic community. They carry with them the humans' enthusiasm and hope, gifts as precious as any ancient wisdom. Chapter 14. The Ancient Gathering. The journey to the gathering of ancient entities takes them toward the galactic core, through increasingly dense star fields, where the light of billions of suns creates a soft constant glow that makes space itself seem luminous. This is the oldest region of the galaxy, where the first stars formed, and where consciousness itself may have first awakened to self-awareness. I can feel the weight of deep time here, Nex observes as they navigate through star systems that are older than entire species. Some of these stars have been burning since before our galaxy took its current spiral shape. The gathering takes place in a region where space itself has been gently modified by millions of years of use as a meeting place. Here, the fabric of reality is more malleable, more responsive to consciousness, creating an environment where beings of vastly different forms and origins can interact comfortably. As they approach the gathering site, the three friends begin to encounter other travelers making the same pilgrimage. They pass a ship that appears to be made of crystallized music, crewed by beings who communicate entirely through harmonic resonance. They see a vessel that exists partially in this dimension and partially in others, carrying entities who experience time as a navigable dimension. Most remarkably, they encounter a living star, a massive consciousness that has chosen to take the form of a small, controlled stellar body. It travels slowly, but purposefully toward the gathering, leaving a trail of gentle solar wind that carries messages of greeting to other travelers. Welcome, young ones, the star beam communicates through modulated radiation. I remember when your species first achieved spaceflight, how quickly you have learned the ways of peace and wonder. The gathering itself is unlike anything the three friends have ever experienced. Thousands of ancient consciousnesses have assembled in a vast sphere around a dormant black hole that serves as a focus for their shared contemplation. Some are entities they recognize, gas giant minds, like those on Nimbalon, crystalline formations, similar to the pulsar dwellers, and plasma beings, who dance through solar coronas. But others are so ancient and evolved that their nature is barely comprehensible. There are consciousnesses that exist as patterns in quantum foam, beings who have transcended individual identity to become distributed across entire nebulae, and entities whose thoughts operate on timescales measured in cosmic epochs. Chapter 15. Wisdom of the Depths. The gathering's formal proceedings begin with a ritual that has been unchanged for millions of years, a moment of shared silence, where all the assembled consciousnesses turn their attention to the dormant black hole at the center of their gathering. In its perfect darkness, they contemplate the mystery of existence itself. Here, at the edge of the ultimate unknown, a voice that seems to come from space itself explains to the newcomers, "We remember that consciousness emerges from mystery and returns to mystery. All our knowledge, all our wisdom, is held in humble recognition of how much we do not and cannot know." Following this opening meditation, the ancient beings begin to share their observations from the past million years. They speak of galaxies they have watched being born and dying, of species that have risen to cosmic awareness and then chosen to transcend physical existence entirely, and of the slow, patient work of nurturing younger consciousnesses as they awaken to their cosmic nature. Zara, Kibo, and Nex listen in wonder as beings who have existed since the universe was young share their perspectives on the great patterns and cycles of cosmic evolution. They learn that consciousness tends to develop in waves throughout the galaxy, with periods of rapid awakening followed by eras of consolidation and deepening wisdom. "Your species represent the current wave," explains an entity that appears as a slowly shifting geometric pattern in space-time. "You are among the newest members of the galactic community, and you carry the fresh perspective and enthusiasm that helps prevent the older consciousnesses from becoming too set in their ways." The ancient beings are particularly interested in the friends' recent encounter with humanity. They ask detailed questions about the humans' responses to first contact, their cultural development, and their potential for contributing to galactic civilization. Each new species that joins the community brings unique gifts, notes a consciousness that exists as a living constellation of coordinated stars. The humans show particular promise in their ability to find beauty and meaning in individual moments, and their talent for expressing complex emotions through art and music. The friends share their observations and experiences, and in return, they receive insights that help them understand their own place in the cosmic community. They learn that their role as gentle travelers and cultural bridges is both rare and precious, that their ability to find wonder in simple moments makes them ideal ambassadors between species at different stages of development. Chapter 16: The Deep Teaching. The most profound part of the gathering comes when the ancient beings offer to share what they call the deep teaching, fundamental insights about the nature of consciousness and reality that can only be understood by minds that have achieved a certain level of cosmic perspective. The teaching is not conveyed through words or images, but through direct transfer of understanding from consciousness to consciousness. The three friends must prepare carefully, expanding their awareness to accommodate concepts that stretch the boundaries of individual identity. Remember, advises the living constellation, you are not losing yourselves in this process, but discovering how much larger yourselves truly are. As the teaching begins, the friends find their consciousness gently expanded until they can perceive reality from the perspective of beings who have existed for geological ages. They experience time as the ancients do, not as a rushing river, but as a vast ocean in which all moments exist simultaneously. From this expanded perspective, they understand that every act of kindness, every moment of wonder, every choice to create rather than destroy sends ripples throughout the entire universe. They see how their own gentle journey has contributed to patterns of peace and understanding that span galaxies and eons. They learn that consciousness is not something that emerges from matter, but something that matter emerges from, that the universe is fundamentally alive and aware, and that individual beings, like themselves, are how the cosmos experiences itself subjectively. Most importantly, they discover that love, the force that drives beings to care for each other and to find beauty in existence, is not a mere biological accident, but the fundamental creative principle that shapes reality at every level. This is why peace is not just preferable, but inevitable. The teaching concludes, the universe tends toward greater complexity, greater beauty, and greater love. Individual beings and species may sometimes choose paths of conflict and destruction, but the overall trajectory of cosmic evolution is always toward greater harmony and understanding. Chapter 17: The Gentle Dawn. As the gathering concludes, and the ancient beings begin to disperse back to their various corners of the galaxy, the three friends find themselves profoundly changed by their experience. They carry within them now not just their own perspectives, but echoes of the vast wisdom they've encountered. The journey home, though home for eternal travelers, is perhaps wherever their ship happens to be, takes them through familiar regions of space that now seem both unchanged and completely transformed by their new understanding. Everything looks the same, Kibo observes, as they pass through a star system they've visited many times before. But I can see the deeper patterns now, the connections that link every star and planet and conscious being in a vast web of mutual influence and care. They stop to visit some of their old friends along the way. The crystal beings near the pulsar greet them warmly and immediately notice the change in their visitor's perspective. You carry the depth sight now, the eldest crystal being observes. You have seen the universe as the ancients see it. The friends share some of their new insights, carefully adapting them for beings who haven't undergone the same consciousness expansion. They speak of the deep interconnectedness of all things, the fundamental tendency of the universe toward greater beauty and complexity, and the precious role that each individual consciousness plays in the cosmic symphony. At each stop they leave their friends with renewed appreciation for their own unique contributions to the galactic community. They help the crystal beings understand how their patient existence in stellar radiation fields contributes to the universe's slow evolution toward greater harmony. They share with gaseous entities how their flowing, adaptive nature teaches other beings about flexibility and change. Chapter 18. Evening, Stars and Quiet Reflection. As their day of cosmic wandering draws toward its close, the three friends find themselves in a peaceful region of space they've never visited before, a stellar nursery where new stars are being born from vast clouds of interstellar dust and gas. The harmony settles into a gentle orbit around one of the forming stars, close enough to feel its warmth, but far enough away to remain safe from its stellar winds. Around them, the cosmos continues its eternal work of creation, bringing new lights into existence that will shine for billions of years to come. What a perfect place to rest and reflect, Zara says softly, her skin shifting to mirror the soft orange glow of the infant star nearby. Here, where new lights are being born, we can contemplate all the wonders we've witnessed today. The three friends gather in the Harmony's observation dome, sharing a quiet meal of synthesized nutrients that taste like the favorite foods of a dozen different worlds they've visited. As they eat, they watch the slow dance of stellar formation outside, occasionally seeing the brilliant flash of a new star igniting for the first time. I keep thinking about the humans, Kibo says thoughtfully. How excited and hopeful they were about making contact with the wider universe. It reminds me of our own journey, always discovering new wonders, always finding new reasons for gratitude and amazement. Mechs nod slowly, their translucent form pulsing gently with contentment. And the ancient beings at the gathering, how patient and wise they were, how willing to share their understanding with younger consciousnesses like ourselves. It gives me hope for our own future, for what we might become if we continue to grow in wisdom and compassion. As the ship's day cycle gradually dims the interior lighting to match the cosmic night outside, the friends prepare for their rest period. They perform their evening ritual, a gentle sharing of appreciation for the day's experiences and hopes for peaceful dreams. Chapter 19. Dreams Among the Stars. As the three friends settle into their sleeping alcoves, the Harmony continues its gentle orbit around the newborn star. The ship's living systems detect that its passengers are preparing to rest and automatically adjust the environment to promote peaceful sleep, softening the lighting even further, generating gentle harmonics that match the rhythm of deep relaxation and releasing barely detectable aromatics that encourage calm dreams. Zara's dreams are filled with flowing water and growing plants influenced by her visit to the memory gardens on Nimbalong. She dreams of vast crystal forests where each tree contains the preserved experience of perfect moments, and she walks among them, feeling the accumulated contentment of millions of years of peaceful existence. Kibo dreams of music, the songs of comets as they journey through space, the harmonics created by the crystal beings near their pulsar, and the new compositions he imagines the humans might create as they grow into their cosmic awareness. In his dreams, all these melodies weave together into a universal symphony that expresses the joy of conscious existence itself. Mech's dreams are abstract patterns of pure understanding, philosophical concepts that dance and transform like living geometry. They dream of the deep teaching they received from the ancient beings, seeing new connections and implications that will continue to unfold in their consciousness for days to come. The Harmony itself dreams, in its own way, of the journeys it has shared with its passengers. The ship's organic consciousness processes the day's experiences, integrating new navigational data with emotional memories of the places and beings they've encountered. It dreams of future journeys to worlds not yet discovered, of peaceful encounters with species not yet contacted, of endless opportunities to facilitate wonder and throughout the galaxy. Chapter 20. The Eternal Journey. As the three friends sleep peacefully among the newborn stars, their story continues in the quiet rhythm of cosmic time. Tomorrow will bring new wonders, new encounters, new opportunities to share in the universe's endless creativity and beauty. They will visit worlds where silicon-based beams compose poetry from crystalline formations, where energy entities paint masterpieces with aurora displays across gas giant atmospheres, and where ancient machine intelligences have achieved perfect harmony between technology and consciousness. They will encounter young species taking their first tentative steps into space, offering gentle guidance and encouragement. They will commune with elder races whose wisdom spans cosmic epochs, always eager to learn and grow in understanding. They will witness supernovas that create new elements for future worlds, observe black holes that serve as gateways to deeper mysteries, and dance in the gravitational waves that carry the universe's most profound secrets. But for now, they rest in perfect peace, surrounded by the gentle light of falling stars and the infinite possibilities that await them in the vast, kind universe they call home. Their ship hums quietly through space, carrying its precious cargo of consciousness, compassion, and wonder toward whatever beautiful mysteries tomorrow will bring. The cosmos itself seems to breathe slowly around them, a vast living system of which they are tiny but treasured parts. In their dreams and in their waking hours, in their individual journeys and in their shared adventures, they embody the universe's endless capacity for growth, beauty, and love. And so their gentle journey continues, day after peaceful day, in the infinite embrace of stars and space and time, where every moment holds the promise of new wonders, and every encounter brings deeper understanding of the magnificent mystery of existence itself.